Hi Pisces, this is Heather, the medium on a mission, and I'm bringing you your October forecast. So this is for Pisces sun, moon, and rising signs. And apologize, it's not a fire in here. I just lit some sage and I want to clear off the energy. So I'll start off kind of going through a little bit of an intro, and just kind of a disclaimer up front is my intros are a little bit longer because the way that I work is I go into a meditation and get information from spirit in advance of the session, and just try to kind of figure out what spirit has to say in terms of the messaging. And so what I got for you, well, let me, before I get into that, I'll explain a little bit about kind of the energies of the month. That's all part of the message as well. Again, I'm not a traditional person that you're probably viewing on YouTube. I'll be very different in terms of my approach. I always do things a little differently, and I'm not going to stop now. So if it's not for you, then no problem there. If you're not into the channeled messages, then I'll put a timestamp at the bottom that just goes directly into the cards. But I feel like, to me, when I do my personal readings, I don't use cards unless someone asks for them. But generally speaking, I will just do straight channeling. And so that's really my background and what I tend to do. And so I'm going to keep doing that, but I will definitely incorporate the cards as I have been doing. So with that being said, a couple things just in terms of the energies. I do still feel October, November, big energy months. There's shift that's occurring. It feels like it's going into 2020. It feels really good for all the signs. I'm really positive about what's going to be coming. And I feel really excited about all of the energies that are coming forward. We just did the fall equinox. We had that earlier this week as I'm recording it. And we had the fall equinox or the spring equinox, depending on where you're at. We just had the new moon in Libra. And we're going to be having the full moon this month on October 13th in Aries. And that's really around the identity of, partnerships and just our overall identity as it relates to that. So a couple of the things that I want to say before I get started with Pisces, again, this gets more into the channel messaging. So what I received for you is this feeling of, it's almost like when I was in meditation, I saw, it's like when a friend goes to jump on another friend's back to give them a piggyback ride. And it's this feeling of very much allowing support to come to you this month. And I feel like this in future months as well. It feels like the doorway is sort of opened into the next layer for you. And it's time to receive the support that the universe is trying to send you. I think oftentimes we want to give, and especially as a Pisces, I'm a Pisces, I get it, it's very easy for us to want to give to others. You know, we just want to put our energy into helping others, but when someone reciprocates or tries to do the same, it's difficult. And the biggest thing that you need to know is that if we're not allowing others to help us, we're taking something away from them. So just as much as someone would feel good after giving to others and helping others, you're taking that away from another if you're not allowing them to help you as well. So it's really important. I feel like that's the biggest thing that you need to understand for this month, is that the support is out there, and the universe is trying to send that to you and wants to send that to you, and let them do that this month. So, and quite frankly, going forward, I think it's really important for you, because I feel like there's a lot of good things coming into your space, especially again, October, November, December, but it's sort of leading up to the major shift into 2020. I feel like for a lot of people, things are going to be very different. And so it's a different positive, but you have to prepare yourself for that, because I feel like where you're going with things, you're going to need that support in 2020. But it becomes community effort. It's like community property, right? We all here to help each other. It's back in the days when people would raise their children as a community, and they would keep an eye out on each other's kids, and if things were going wrong, they would call another parent and have no problem. But nowadays, it's the feeling of, we don't have that. I feel like we're going to be getting back to that, but I feel like it's that, like, don't worry about what my kid's doing, or don't worry about, what the neighbor's doing. But it's really about getting back to that sort of community of people and helping each other through as we go along. But it's that it just takes one person willing to step up and say, you know what, I do need help. And so that's the feeling that I'm getting for you for the month of October, Pisces. And as I'm just also sort of tuning in, I do have, it's funny, so I am a Pisces, and so sometimes when I do channeling and I get grandfather energies that were like my grandfather, he will come in and bring in the other grandfather, the person I'm reading for. And so he did that in my meditation. So I was super excited that my grandfather was bringing forward other grandfathers. But I feel like these grandfathers that are coming forward, this is the first reading I've actually done where I feel like I have multiple people from different families. I don't feel like this is all part of one family. I'm getting multiple grandfathers that are coming forward that will represent multiple people that might hear this reading. And so that's, again, my intent is always for the highest and greatest good. And so for whatever reason, these grandfathers are coming in, but they're coming in with a collective message. And the information that I'm getting from them is there's something about the where you're going, especially again within the next 3 months, but quite frankly 2020 and beyond. It's this feeling of you're sort of breaking a mold that's been put upon you. So within your childhood, or be it your how you identify as a human, if you're a female or male, this feeling of expectations being put upon you of how you are supposed to be and how you are supposed to show up in this world. And I feel like you're breaking that. I feel like it's this energy of these grandfathers, including my own, are coming forward as to represent this sort of breaking of this cycle, but a pride in you, because the things that as these grandfathers, as they strived for when they were growing up and living their life in the human experience, the feeling of having to be a certain way and a lot of pressure with sort of the cultural expectations. And I feel like they're coming forward to say you're helping to break these, and you're going it on your own, and you're being independent, and you're doing it in your way. But they're coming forward as to celebrate that, because it is very different, and it goes against sort of what was known from their experiences, but you're able to do it in this lifetime. Whereas I feel like some of them, and I do get a heavy, with these grandfathers as well, I do get a heavy influence into addictions or maybe some substances in which to numb, because I feel like not all of them, there's an acknowledgement from all of them that they didn't necessarily live their best life, or they felt the burdens of success and trying to be successful and help their families, and do it in a way that sometimes put too much pressure on themselves, and they're acknowledging the pressure that they put on themselves as well, that it wasn't just, but it definitely was the surroundings of kind of what was created at the time. So I just want to emphasize that, because I do feel like they're bringing forward that message. Again, this is all channeled messaging, so that's kind of the energy I'm getting. I'll continue to go on with the cards here, but as I continue on, if they have additional messages, I'll insert those as well, because Spirit usually likes to give additional. So, all right, so I'll explain my process as I do. And so I'm going to do a little bit of an expanded reading this month. I've been doing that for all the signs. And what the cards I'm using is I'm using the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. So I'll be doing, as I've done before, the body, mind, and spirit. So I feel like that really kind of covers off on all the areas. And I'll also be using the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. But the other thing I'm going to do too is spirit. Some of you may see that even though I'm doing body, mind, and spirit, it also may cover past, present, or future. Or it may cover the current circumstances that you're in, or things that you're either coming into or shifting out of. And so it's either acknowledgement or a preview. And so it's going to fit people at different spaces and time. There is no cookie cutter. This is a general reading. But just know that whatever way it comes in for you, it's for you that way. And if it doesn't, none of it resonates, then it's not for you. And so I'll also be using my When Spirit Speaks deck. And if you can see that. All right. And I will be using, I was excited to get the Halloween tarot cards this month. These are cute little, just kind of sticking with the Halloween theme. I'm big on Halloween there. So, and then we've got I'll wrap it up with these cards here, these cute little cards with the unicorn. I've been seeing unicorns and owls lately, but the unicorns are kind of a nice little Halloween thing. So, all right, so let's jump in. And so we will focus on Pisces for the month of October and see what Spirit has to say in terms of a body perspective. So Spirit, what messages do you have for Pisces from a body perspective? What are some of the energies that are coming into their space? What are some of the energies that they've been experiencing? What do they need to know for the month of October? Okay, and this one just popped out. All right, so this is a woman holding a coin, and I'm going to, Spirit's telling me to pull all 3 cards right at the top, and so I kind of do it based off whatever they say, not necessarily kind of going with the way that I do it each time. Whatever Spirit tells me is, I'm a servant of Spirit. So let's see here. All right. They're telling me it'll make more sense when I pull them all in together and how they come together. So I will trust that that's what they have for us. So, all right. So 7 of water, and we have a Pisces reading. Not a shocker there. That's beautiful. Okay, here we go. Spirit family. Wow. All right. So, okay. So first thing I get here. The numbers always stick out to me as being a significance. So we've got the number 6, and then we've got 7 here, and we've got the Spirit family. And to me, I really see this as kind of a progression here, but this is in the physical body. And so this is the woman holding the coin, and she's kind of looking at it, this feeling of like, there's a little bit of protection within it, and the feeling of wanting to, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, what I was getting with the energies from the collective grandfather, masculine energy that's crossed over, this feeling of really feeling like in this physical life that you have to sort of make your way and find your way. And this has a lot to do with finding that coin, you know, making that money. Because one of the aspects of looking at her holding this coin here is we do have that sort of, as part of the human experience, we have to earn money. We have to be able to show up in this world and pay our bills. It's I think as some of us, and Pisces being a big one of those as well, a big sign of that, they just want to kind of hang out in the clouds and just sort of like just help others, and sometimes we do it in a way that we sort of give everything, right? And so that kind of goes back to what I was saying. We're big givers. We give to others, we help others, but then we don't always know how to receive it back. And it's this feeling of trying to kind of make it in the physical world with the expectation of having that sort of monetary exchange, the energy exchange as well. And so that's kind of a big thing that I'm getting there as well. One of the other things, so 7 of waters. So everyone, again, I don't read like traditional. If you have the cards, the book's probably going to say something different. I approach things in a different way. So 7 of water, what I'm getting with that. So anytime I see 7s, for me, that's a number of moving kind of forward. That's good luck. That's big things coming for you, excitement. And so that's really what I'm seeing around that. But it's this feeling of being able to sort of balance all of these things in life, all of these successes that are coming into your way. And you could see, you know, you've got all these different shells here, and she's kind of looking at them, and it's like, how do I accept these into my life? And sometimes I think for Pisces, it might be hard to accept the successes that are coming our way because we don't necessarily know how to process them. We don't want to, we want to be in that sort of enablement role, but it's also, and this is coming from that Pisces energy, that strict Pisces energy, but it's also the feeling of like, I just want to sort of commune with Spirit. I just want to be up in the clouds and, you know, and connect with Spirit, and I don't want to do the sort of difficulty of the human experience and having to deal with the emotions, the vibrations, and all those other things. It can be really intense. And so I feel like from a physical body perspective, these are some of the things that are on your mind as of late, and kind of the things that you're going through in terms of the transition with the energy of October. But I feel like it's that, again, she's holding on to this. So it's like it's coming in your direction, it's coming in your space, but it's the feeling of how to process that energy that's coming in as well. And sort of the acceptance of, in this life, there is the need for equal exchange. And so if I am giving to others, it can't help but come back to me, but I need to be in a space where I can be willing to accept it. So that's what I'm getting on that. So let's move to the mind cards and see what we've got from a mind perspective. Spirit, what messages do you have for Pisces from a mind perspective for the month of October? The 7th chakra. Archangel, excuse me, Archangel Uriel. So we've got card 41 here, card, look at, it goes 41, 42, that's kind of fascinating. So, and 7th chakra, obviously that's your crown chakra, right? And so it's interesting, you know, you've got her sitting in kind of this throne, and then she's got the crown on here. And I mean, Spirit is very much, Spirit is of, you know, they rule the pineal gland, the third eye, but also Spirit, Pisces is a very spiritual sign. I mean, if you read any, it's kind of, they say it's kind of the most spiritual sign, or the most connected to Spirit. Not a shock that Spirit's coming in big time in your cards. With the crown chakra, the Spirit family card, this is really kind of the message of someone who is that person is just sort of a Spirit person. They connect with Spirit, you talk to Spirit, you connect Spirit through everything. And it's this feeling of really trying to kind of balance it, because you can kind of look and see that she's really in that space where she really just sort of wants to commune with Spirit and have that connection with them. And but again, it's this feeling of, you know, Spirit can give you good guidance and sort of help you on your way, but how do you integrate that back into the physical and do it in a way that is serving to others, but also serving to yourself? And so that's what's coming through on that. And I also am getting that some of you are also in that space of trying to really understand your gifts and how that integrates into this world. So some of you are already at a more established space, but some of you are also trying to figure out what that looks like and how that is. Because I also feel like there might be an undertone of some feeling of being, I don't want to say held back, but a fear-based of not wanting to, or this being apprehensive in which to open those doors because of this kind of fear, right? How is that going to integrate into this world? Will this impact my financial? If I was to start opening up to that, how is that going to be perceived in the world? And so, and how will these sort of energies that are around me receive that? And so I feel like that's a piece of it as well. And so Spirit's just acknowledging kind of the struggle that you're going through on that, and helping you through with that as well. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of, I love it how, you know, we've got the 5, 6, and 7 here. So this is a very sort of progressive energy. And, you know, one of the things that I'm seeing in the reading so far and is that Spirit's kind of, you know, I look at this as being kind of the highest form, anything in the spiritual perspective, and this works its way down to the human, right? And so, but if all the cards have been going like backwards in terms of the numbering system, because of showing kind of the source of where that's coming from. So if that makes sense at all, it may not, but you can go and look, maybe some of your other signs, you'll see that as well, how the numbering systems are kind of working the other way there. It's kind of fascinating. All right, Spirit, what other messages do you have for Pisces for the month of October as it relates to the mind? What are some of the things from a mind perspective? What are some of the things going on from a mind perspective? Pisces. one, temptation. This has been coming up for almost all of the signs this month. Oh my gosh. Okay. And that's card 15, our card 6. So going back here, temptation, the 6, holding the coin. There's something connected with that. Look at this, the coins down here. If you can see that, that's amazing. You've got the coins here in that, and you've got it here as well. And she's holding this big coin. So I'm going to pull another card because I feel like they want me for you guys to do them all 3 together and how them to kind of make there when they come out versus interpreting each one. Yeah, this is a very torn energy in terms of how to manage all of this and how to sort of make it in this world with that wanting to this. Yeah, okay, let me keep going here. All right, perfect. Yep. All right, so the biggest thing I'm looking at this card and I'm kind of laughing because it's just so, it's so obvious, like in terms of what Spirit's saying and how they show up, and they're, you know, this is kind of this, if you can see it, it's this sort of angel that's laying on this, I guess it's a peach or an apple, and she's sort of like, it's got the heart here, and this is where her heart is. She's being called to this from a heart's perspective. It's like, I don't want to go out and have to work. I don't want to go out and have to be part of the human experience. I just sort of want to stay in this space and connect with Spirit, stay in the clouds. You know, this is kind of, I want the world to be softer. I want it to be a space where everyone, you know, is in that space of receptivity, and we all just sort of get along. And it's almost like, if you think about it, you know, that again, I just get this a lot of the strong energy that comes through from a Pisces perspective, and feeling like if we could rewrite a world and for it to look a bit softer, where everyone just sort of got along and there was no conflict. You know, the word for Pisces is we care. You know, that's kind of, if everyone had a sort of tag word, that would be from a Pisces perspective, being a mutable sign. And, you know, the water sign feels everything, feels a lot of the energy that's occurring, and it can make it difficult sometimes to see outside and have that crown chakra activation, seeing all that's going on, but also trying to integrate into this world. And so Spirit is saying, you know, it's all about sort of kind of free yourselves from looking at it like that, from that perspective, that you have the capability in which to integrate these, but you do it in your way, right? You do it in the way that suits you. We have a new gen coming around, like a new generation, a new human experience. Spirit's been bringing this up a lot about how we're sort of shifting out of an existence of the human journey, humanity. You think about, you know, I'm not getting into the concept of like different planets and whatnot, but if you think about it, we come here as part of the human experience. We're a soul having a human experience. We come here, and the earth is sort of a, you know, a playground where you learn, and you learn a lot. It's, you know, I can't speak because I'm, you know, I don't have experience in terms of being able to speak about other planets or like what that's like, but I can tell you that Earth is a very, it's one of the toughest schools to get into. And sometimes you want to drop out, sometimes you want to, sometimes you just don't want to go to class, you just don't want to show up, but Spirit's telling you that to just keep showing up, but do it in a way that serves you. It's that sort of free spirit, freedom, being able to integrate yourself into this world in a way that serves the greatest good, including yourself. And Spirit's got your back on this. They're very much supporting you. I can't wait to see what Spirit has to say here. I'm gonna jump into this and see what Spirit has. What just general Spirit messages does Spirit have for Pisces for the month of October, in terms of what are some of the things that are going on for you and your sign for this month. And anyone who has Pisces as not your main sign, this is still relevant to you as well. You know, it's very much part of you, and in some of you it might be becoming more to the forefront, where you're going to feel like more of a Pisces as a sun than anything. So definitely feels like that. All right. Okay, let's see, Spirit, what messages do you have for Pisces? What spirit encouragement can you provide to Pisces for the month of October? Okay. All right, Angel of Strength. And as I was saying that, it's funny because I'm getting like I feel like somebody may have lost a pet or something, but I'm getting an animal that's coming forward. It's definitely, it feels like a dog that would be coming forward. So I don't know if that was just kind of I was picking up on the energy of the card there, but I'm getting that as well. I feel like someone may have had a pet to where that has crossed over to where when every time, like times got bad. I mean, I think most pets are a place that we can stick our worries, right? And we can just sort of like pet their backs and, you know, give them a rub. And it's just like, it's like rubbing the genie. It's like everything just goes away, all your problems. And so I feel like there's someone who had that and they're suffering the loss of that and the feeling of like, you know, now it's got even harder because I don't have that animal, my furry family to go to anymore. And so I just feel like that their energy is coming forward as well as to acknowledge and know that you're okay and you're on the right path and they're there with you as well. And so card 41 and card 5 here, so 5-0. So I just wanted to point that out here. So Angel of Strength, and this is, to me, this really embodies Pisces and what we're sort of called to do in this human experience. We are called to be the angels of strength for humanity and to help others. You guys have a very, you know, you're the last sign of the zodiac. You in theory encompass all things, right? And you are highly intuitive and you're highly evolved. From my experience, I know like there's a lot of readers on YouTube and a lot of the people that I meet. Now, not all of them. There's a lot of great readers that are not Pisces, but it's so fascinating that almost every single one, almost all of my favorite readers on YouTube are Pisces. And so I think it's amazing how, you know, you automatically feel that alignment with them and understand who they are because you are a Pisces. And so I think it's fascinating. You guys rock. You guys have that capability in which to connect. And some people don't understand it. And quite frankly, I think sometimes you don't understand it. I know for myself, it took me many, many years. I feel like when we start to come into it is into our maybe 30s or 40s, when we get to a space where we kind of, you get more established in life and you just don't care as much what the world thinks. And so, some of you are going to be amazing at healing this world, but you don't come into it until later on in life. And so that's not uncommon there, but Spirit's saying, you know, you have the angel of strength on your side and they're here to support you. And the significance, it's powerful in terms of being able to really manage those energies. That's there for you as well. So let me keep going here. All right. This is quite a beautiful reading, actually. It's like you've got this, it's beautiful. She's standing here and she's got this lion in front of her, like, no. Like, and I can't recall exactly, it's skipping my mind right now, but I feel like there was something with the Leo moon. I'm sorry, I can't remember this. If someone remembers, let me know, but there's something else with it. I'm sorry, I can't think of it right now. Let me see here. Some of you may have, I know for me, I'm a Pisces with a Leo rising. So some of you might have that connection as well there as for some of you. But I feel like for this, it's really just showing like you've got that protection and strength from Spirit. They've got your back. When you're a messenger of Spirit and you help others, you can't help but like they've got your back. There's so many things where they will redirect things out of your path if it's not for your highest and greatest good, because you're on a mission. You came into this life to achieve and to help others and do it in a very unselfish way. So, all right. So this one just popped out here. The Tower. Oh, wow. Okay. So, wow. So we've got so this is 7, 16. It's 7. Yeah, this is definitely it feels like, you know, the awakening here. You guys September 14th, we just had the full moon in Pisces. So this is about, you know, the kind of the things that are coming to the surface and things that are no longer serving you. It feels like you may have experienced this in September. The tower might be falling in a positive way for October, but this is a new way. This is a new way of life, and Spirit saying, look, it's happening. You're going into this space, and just embrace it, because your life is changing. It's this feeling of you've got so much support coming into you. You will have no other opportunity in which to accept it. You have to accept that love and support that's coming to you, because it's like almost like being overwhelmed by the intensities of the energy, and it's time to step up into who you are meant to be in this life. Absolutely, it's coming. All right, Spirit, what other messages do you have for Pisces? Okay, this one just popped out here. Yes. I love it. Yes, that's the green light. Absolutely. It is so happening. Oh my gosh, Pisces, this is amazing reading. I'm just beaming right now, because I just keep hearing it's like I'm hearing, yes, this is it. And I got chills, and then the yes card came out. Like, I don't know, I could probably end the reading right here and just be like, that's it. I'm dropping the mic, I'm walking away. There's nothing more to say. This is quite amazing. You've got amazing support. I'm so happy. It's happening, and Spirit's just confirming, yes, this is happening. Get ready for your new change. Get ready, because Spirit's here. They're coming into your life, and you're going to have to embrace and because it's all coming. It's all of this goodness is coming to you. So it's funny, because it feels a little like the peaks and valleys, right? So we have that as part of the human experience. We have the ups and downs, and when we tap into Spirit and we're in that space, it's like, it's namaste, it's love and light, and oh my gosh, I can stay in this space forever. But then we have to come down in our energy level to the human experience, and it can get dreary sometimes, right? You can be sitting here like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to be part of this sort of like human, I don't like the way that the world treats each other. I want people to get along more. I don't want the conflict. And this is saying, look, you can help with that. You are sent here to help, because you are strong. You have that capability in which to take down the towers that have existed in this life that are holding people back. And you are the light. You are guarded by the lion here. You've got that protection. So some of you may have even experienced some of that when we had there's something, what was the Leo, when we had the Leo new moon, the energy there's some other things, I'm taken back to when we had the big, it's skipping my mind here. We had the big Leo, was it a partial, a full eclipse? There's something about that, but this is part of that eclipsing of energies out of your space, but not just your space. I feel like this is the consciousness. And so for Pisces, this reading doesn't just serve you. This serves sort of the consciousness and the way that you show up in the world and what you're experiencing in the world. And Spirit's just validating, yes, this is happening. Yes, you are stepping up into this space. We are calling upon you. You're being activated to bring forth this new energy and to create this new life of freedom, where people feel free to be able to express who they are, what they are, and do it in a way that's safe. And you're not going to allow sort of these negative energies to get in your way. You're on a mission. That's it. That's it. That's what you're here for. And so you're here to help others. You're here to add light and love to this world, and that's how you're showing up. And so let's see what Spirit has to say in terms of the Halloween tarot. I got these fun cards, and incorporating a little bit of element of the Spirit. I love Halloween because it's kind of the one time of the year that I feel like people can openly talk about stuff that normally they shut down on any other time because it's scary for them. So Spirit is not scary. Spirit's here to help us. So, all right, let's see. Spirit, what messages do you have? What's the general theme for Pisces for the month of October? What's the general theme, Pisces? What's the general theme for Pisces for the month of October? No, they say keep going. All right. Okay, 10 of bats. All right. Oh, wow. So one of the other cards got this as well. Oh, that's, so each one of these, obviously there's bats, ghosts, and whatnot. And so the bats here are the air cards. And so this is very much, and I'm drawn to this kind of energy as well. You've got the air element here, but there's something around, and again, this might be someone where you have someone, an air sign, that's coming in to sort of offer to help. There might be a partnership with an air sign. There might be some things going on, but there's definitely something with this air as well. But it's this feeling of, the other thing I will say as well, I get, you know, that when they talk about there's something in the air, this is what I'm feeling as well. This is the energies. If you look at any, and I think I spoke a little bit about it on this month's, but I definitely did on Sagittarius and some of the other signs where you had a more lengthy intro. I spoke about the energies that have been in the air, so to speak, and kind of going around, and Pisces sort of, you feel it. You feel all those energies that are up, and you're sort of in this space trying to figure out how and which to incorporate those, and what does this mean for the collective. But it's almost like you've got an advance notice of the shift that's occurring, and you can get in front of it. You've got a very different perspective of what's occurring in life in terms of some of these energies. But, and again, 10 being, I mean, that's the highest number there, right? And so this is it. This is time to show up. This is your completion card. This is saying, look, it's time. How are you showing up in the world, and what are you going to do to help others? So let's do a final affirmators card and just leave you with a little positive message for the month and see what Spirit has to say. These are fun little affirmation cards, that cute little cards that I have to end with. So let's see. Okay. Oops, I got two, and so I'm going to keep them. All right, there we go. So connection. So I am connected to the multitudes, and I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me and make a dumb comment about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self, work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. That is freaking amazing. What exactly connection? This is, you have that connection. That's exactly what was coming through here. And so it's just amazing. Look at this, how the snowflake, and it's the kind of the spirit. Oh, I love it. Spirit comes in many forms. So, and the other thing I'm being drawn to as well that I think is quite amazing is you have all of these normal or same like penguins, and you have the one here that feels like kind of down lower, feels like it's sort of looking at things from a different perspective. That's you, Pisces. That's you. You see things at a different, you're kind of the different, you're the outlier, and there's nothing wrong with that. So see the other one here. Okay. Gentleness. I speak with gentleness and I listen with gentleness. I align the gentlest part of myself. I take joy in being receptive, open, and unafraid. I am like a baby deer who's best friends with a baby elephant. That baby elephant wraps its little trunks around my shoulders, and we lie down gently on the grass, daydreaming and talking about what sorts of humans the clouds look like. That's amazing. I love it. To me, it kind of sums up like what I was saying at the beginning about Pisces and daydreaming and kind of in the clouds and wanting to just sort of check out and be in the space of, look at the clouds. Like, that's me. Like, I definitely, as a Pisces, I know a lot of Pisces that, like, did you see what that cloud, it looked like that? So it's so relevant to your reading, Pisces, and it's so amazing for you as well. Also, the other thing, for some reason, I'm just getting amethyst. Some of you need to work with amethyst as well. So as part of your, activations and kind of deepening your connection with spirit, pull out an amethyst crystal. You can get them anywhere. They're fairly readily available. And just start using that. You can even use it to cleanse your third eye and just sort of open up to spirit, or hold it and feel the energy. Start getting to know the energies of crystals. Each crystal comes with an energy. And so some have more of an intensity than others, but that's part of your awakening, getting to awareness around stepping into your gifts. And some of you may be fully aware of all those things. Some of you may be at the beginning of them, but bottom line, you're being called up, Pisces, and it's time for you to shine. So I hope this reading was helpful for you, Pisces. You have an amazing reading. I hope you have an amazing and blessed October, and namaste.